Welcome back to the Sanctuary of Truth, the digital observatory where we track the brightest stars in the firmament of fame. Welcome to Mr. Magazine. If you are seeking the breathless rush of breaking news delivered with the depth of a novel and the integrity of a documentary, you have arrived at your destination. Today, we do not merely report on a rumor, we chronicle a seismic shift in the lives of Turkey's most beloved couple. Before we step into the terminal that became a stage for history, please ensure you have subscribed to our channel. For those of you who wish to be the true patrons of this storytelling, the backbone of our independent journalism, we invite you to click the "To Join" button below. Your support allows us to be there when history happens. And, as always, your voice is the heartbeat of this channel. We want to hear your emotions, your theories, and your congratulations in the comments section. Now, take a deep breath, because the news we are about to unpack has changed everything. In the chaotic, flashbulb-illuminated ecosystem of celebrity culture, airports have always held a peculiar significance. They are spaces of transition, liminal zones between the private sanctuaries of home and the public gaze of the world. Usually, for stars of the magnitude of Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin, the airport is a gauntlet to be run. A place to lower one's head, hide behind oversized sunglasses, and offer polite, non-committal smiles while rushing toward the sanctuary of the departure gate. However, this week, the script was rewritten. What began as a routine departure for a vacation transformed, in the span of a few heartbeat-skipping seconds, into a moment that will be etched into the archives of Turkish entertainment history. The couple, whose romance has long been the subject of fairy tales and fan fiction alike, arrived at the terminal not as fugitives from the press, but as bearers of a secret that had grown too radiant to keep hidden. As they walked arm in arm toward the international terminal, the initial atmosphere was one of standard paparazzi frenzy. Reporters, hungry for a soundbite about their holiday plans or their next project, swarmed the couple. At first, Hande and Kerem engaged in their usual elegant dance with the media, deflecting probing questions with their trademark charisma and blinding smiles. Yet, to the observant eye, the energy was different. There was a vibrating tension in the air, a certain luminosity in Hande's complexion, and a protective, almost reverent gravity in the way Kerem held her hand. It was a grip that spoke of something more than just affection, it spoke of guardianship. Then, the moment arrived. Hande Erçel, a woman known for her poise and her ability to control a narrative with silence, stopped. She did not rush past the microphones. She paused, took a breath that seemed to draw in the energy of the entire room, and looked around with a gaze that was both vulnerable and defiant. The bustle of the terminal, the rolling suitcases, the Tannoy announcements, the chatter, seemed to fade into a hush. She turned to the reporters, her voice steady but laced with an emotion that words can barely contain, and said, "I guess there's no point in hiding it anymore." The reporters froze. The cameras, for a split second, stopped clicking, as if the operators were processing the magnitude of the prologue. And then she delivered the sentence that millions had prayed for, speculated about, and dreamed of. "Yes. I'm pregnant. We must pause here, dear Mr. Magazine family, to process this." In an age where celebrities often hide such news behind PR statements or magazine covers, how does it make you feel to see a star share this so spontaneously with the press? Is this raw honesty the reason we love them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The reaction was instantaneous and electric. The flashlights, previously a steady rhythm, erupted into a blinding stroboscopic storm. But it was not just the press who reacted. Passengers, ordinary travelers caught in the orbit of stardom, began to applaud. Smartphones were raised like lighters at a concert, recording a piece of history. Yet, amidst this chaos, the most profound reaction came from the man standing beside her. Kerem Bürsin, the handsome actor of the headlines, dissolved into simply Kerem, the man and the father-to-be. He could not hide the overwhelming pride that washed over his features. It was a look of pure, unadulterated joy. A mixture of relief that the secret was out and awe at the woman standing next to him. He turned to Hande, touching her shoulder with a tenderness that made the surrounding crowd feel like intruders on a private moment, and pulled her into a hug. It was then that he added his own voice to the announcement, turning a personal confession into a shared manifesto. "We are very happy," he declared, his voice thick with emotion. It is something we have dreamed of for a long time. This was not a publicity stunt, this was the culmination of a love story that has weathered storms, rumors, and distance. The intensity in their eyes when they looked at each other served as the ultimate proof: this child is the manifestation of a profound, spiritual bond. When the stunned reporters managed to regain their composure, the inevitable question arose: was this planned? Did they intend to drop this bombshell right there, next to the check-in counters? Hande's response was a masterclass in authenticity. She smiled, a smile that reached her eyes and seemed to illuminate the terminal, and confessed, "Actually, we weren't planning to say it so soon. But keeping it a secret is getting harder and harder. Besides, we wanted to share our happiness with everyone." It was an admission that joy, when it is this great, demands to be shared. It spills over. Kerem, squeezing her hand as if to anchor himself to this new reality, added a sentence that instantly went viral: "Every moment you are with me is a miracle." He continued, framing their upcoming trip not merely as a vacation, but as a rite of passage. "This trip is a new beginning for us," he said. The subtext was clear: they were leaving as a couple, but they would return as a family. As they resumed their walk through the terminal, the expression on Hande's face was a complex tapestry of surprise, perhaps at her own boldness, and deep, abiding peace. She addressed the baby rumors that had been circulating in the tabloid press for weeks, validating the instincts of her most eagle-eyed fans. "Yes, I am not hiding it anymore," she reaffirmed. "This miracle growing inside me is the most beautiful fruit of our love." The announcement rippled outward from the airport like a shockwave. Within minutes, social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, were ablaze. The Hanke fandom, a global force of nature, mobilized in a celebration that spanned continents. The sparkle in Hande's eyes and Kerem's proud stance became the defining images of the day, shared and reshared millions of times. But beyond the digital noise, the reaction from their inner circle added a layer of warmth to the story. It was rumored that Hande Erçel, Hande's beloved sister and confidant, had been holding this secret in her heart for some time, eagerly awaiting the moment she could shout it from the rooftops. Her subsequent social media post, titled "Our Hearts Swell," was a testament to the fact that this baby is already surrounded by a fortress of love. Kerem's family, known for their elegance and discretion, reportedly celebrated with unwavering support, sending messages of love that remained private but potent. Back at the airport, the questions became more specific. "How many months along are you?" shouted one reporter, trying to do the math on the spot. Kerem, ever the gentleman protector, fielded this with a polite, enigmatic smile. "Let's keep it a secret for now," he said, winking, "but we will share everything soon." This playful guarding of details only served to heighten the intrigue. The conversation naturally turned to Hande's philanthropic work. Known for her dedication to children with leukemia and her tireless social projects, the press wondered how motherhood would impact her activism. Sources close to the actress were quick to clarify that while her schedule would undoubtedly slow down to prioritize her health and the baby, her heart would remain with her causes. She would not abandon her fans or her charities, she would simply navigate them with a new rhythm. Before we discuss the wedding rumors that are now flying fast and furious, let me remind you, if you are enjoying this exclusive deep dive into the story of the year, please hit the like button. It helps us immensely. And if you want to support independent journalism, click Join to become a member of the Mr. Magazine family. As the couple approached the boarding gate, the atmosphere shifted from revelation to romance. Kerem, when asked if he was ready for fatherhood, let out a hearty, genuine laugh, the sound of a man embracing the beautiful unknown. "I don't know if I'm ready," he admitted with refreshing honesty, "but I am really looking forward to it. I will know everything when I have Hande by my side." It was a statement of absolute partnership. Hande echoed this sentiment, emphasizing the support of her family, noting, "What makes me happiest is that everyone is as thrilled with this news as we are." Then came the visual analysis that has fashion bloggers buzzing. Hande's airport style, usually a topic of discussion, took on a new meaning. She wore a loose white shirt and pastel-colored, loose-fitting trousers, an ensemble that screamed comfort but whispered maternity chic. The choice of white, the color of new beginnings and purity, felt deliberate. Fans raved about her natural glow, noting that she looked more beautiful than she ever had on a red carpet. Before they disappeared through the gates to their private getaway, one final question hung in the air: are their wedding preparations underway? The logic of the tabloids is linear: first comes love, then comes baby, then comes marriage. Kerem paused, looked deep into Hande's eyes, and gave an answer that prioritized life over ceremony. First, that our baby is born healthy, then anything is possible. It was not a denial, it was a postponement of priorities. However, behind the scenes, rumors of a summer wedding have already begun to circulate, with insiders predicting a celebration that will rival their love story in grandeur. As they boarded the plane, Hande turned to Kerem and whispered, "This vacation will be great for us." And with those words, they left behind a terminal that was still buzzing with the energy of their confession. They left behind a media landscape that had been irrevocably changed. And they left behind a fandom that was crying tears of joy. This was not just a celebrity pregnancy announcement. This was the consolidation of a modern dynasty. Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin have invited us all to witness their journey from co-stars to partners, and now, to parents. The miracle growing inside Hande is not just a baby, it is the physical manifestation of a love that millions have invested their hearts in. Now, the world waits. The speculation has shifted from "are they dating" to "blue or pink," and what will the name be? The tabloids will undoubtedly dissect every photo, every loose shirt, and every cryptic Instagram caption in the coming months. But for today, we simply celebrate the joy of new life. What do you think the future holds for this power couple? Do you predict a boy or a girl? And what name do you think would befit the child of Turkey's biggest stars? Leave your predictions in the comments below, we read every single one. Thank you for trusting Mr. Magazine to bring you the full story, with all the emotion and detail it deserves. If you liked this video, please share it with your fellow fans. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on this developing story. And for those who want to walk this journey with us, click the join button. Until next time, stay happy, stay hopeful, and remember, love is the only headline that truly matters. This is Mr. Magazine, signing off.